Hi and welcome to the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for archives of today's show on the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. So today on the Jazz Update, it's about jazz vocalist and composer Sheila Jordan. Sheila Jordan is an NEA jazz master and the very first vocalist to have signed up with Blue Note Records. She is widely hailed as a very creative singer with a soft but powerful vocal style of delivery. Among her accolades, she is a superb scat singer. Her interpretation of ballads is nothing short of stunning. And yet, it was not all easy sailing for Jordan. In the 60s and the 70s, she struggled to carve a niche for herself. She started out playing the piano, later transitioned to vocalist singing. She moved to New York in 1950 and started out as a club singer. Then in 1962, a turning point came when she sang You Are My Sunshine with the George Russell Sextet. Her recording of that song was so powerful, it rocketed her to fame overnight. She went on to tour alongside other jazz greats like Carla Bley, Roswell Rudd, and Harvey Schwartz. By the 80s, she had attained national and international fame as a singer. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking all about Sheila Jordan, her life and times and best hits. Also coming up, some festival and album news. This is the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. We'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned. And you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. On today's show, we're talking about Sheila Jordan, her life and times and best hits. On this segment, we're talking about her biography. There's many names in the hallmark of jazz that comes to mind when one talks about the greatest jazz artist, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday. Perhaps a lesser known one is undoubtedly that of Sheila Jordan. Her career spans 9 decades, and in that time she's produced some timeless classics. She stands out as a scat singer, a vocalist, and for her amazing interpretations of ballads. So, Sheila Jordan was born on the 18th of November 1928 in Detroit, Michigan. She was, as a young kid, sent to live with her siblings in Pennsylvania. Growing up was tough. Her family would struggle to provide for their extended family of 9 children. So Sheila took to music as a way to get away from it all. She would practice songs she'd heard on radio and started singing in talent contests. In 1942, she returned to Detroit where she developed clerical skills. And yet, music remained important to her. She would listen to music records on a jukebox across the side of the street from school. And that's where her luck changed for the better. During one of those occasions, she heard a jazz record called Now's the Time by renowned saxophonist Charlie Parker. Listening to that record did it for Sheila. She realized then that jazz music was her calling. In 1947, Sheila took up singing professionally. She formed her first jazz band with 2 other musicians called Skeeter Spite and Leroy Michel. They would do renditions of popular jazz classics and add lyrics to popular behop songs. In 1951, she moved to New York, juggling clerical jobs by day and singing in jazz clubs by night. In the 60s, her luck changed again when she came across musician George Russell. Together with him, she recorded her debut album, A Portrait of Sheila, on Blue Note Records in 1963. Sheila Jordan, incidentally, was the first vocalist to sign up with that recording label. That album in many ways was one of her most iconic. It was recorded over 2 sessions and established her as a jazz artist. Her next big album release came in 1975, an album full of children's songs called Confirmation. In 1977, she made another album, a mixture of standards and original compositions, in an album called Sheila. Other albums she recorded included Old Time Feeling, released in 1983, a compilation of jazz standards. Lost and Found, released in 1990, is a compilation of behop songs. In 2012, Sheila Jordan was awarded the NEA Jazz Masters Award. She continues to tour both nationally and internationally, as well as being an educator and mentor. So, that was a bit about the biography of Sheila Jordan, and you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for archives of today's show on the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. And you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. On today's show, we're talking about Sheila Jordan, her life and times and best hits. Now for some updates from the upcoming Rochester International Jazz Festival. So, the Rochester International Jazz Festival is still some months away. It's taking place on June 21st, but they've announced a surprise performance. It's Taj Mahal taking the stage on the opening night. Taj Mahal is a legendary blues guitarist and a 4-time Grammy Award winner, and he'll be kicking off the performance on the opening night, that's Friday, June 21st. So, the Rochester CGI International Jazz Festival is taking place June 21st to 29th at 20 venues in downtown Rochester in New York. So, some pretty big names on this year's lineup: Taj Mahal, Bill Evans, Samara Joy, Randy Brecker, and Loive. So, if you want to purchase tickets to the show, please visit rochesterjazz.com/tickets or call 585-454-2060. And you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. We're going for a short break, but we'll be right back after that. When we come back, we're going to be talking about some of Sheila Jordan's greatest hits of all time. Stay tuned. And you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. You can check out my YouTube channel for archives of today's show on the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. On this week's show, it's about Sheila Jordan, her life and times, and best hits. On this segment, we're going to be talking about her best music of all time. Here's a quick peek into some of the songs we will be talking about on this segment. First, a song from a 2000 album of hers called Look for the Silver Lining. So what's significant about the song is Sheila's rendition of it. Beautiful deviation from the original hit by Judy Garland. Sheila transforms the essence of the song meaning in a unique delivery. This song is one that talks about overcoming adversity with courage. The song You Are My Sunshine is a popular country song that Sheila got famous for performing when she sang it along the George Russell Sextet in 1962. This song talks about themes like reality versus lost love. The singer is dreaming of love, and then he wakes up and the reality kicks in. He is without his lover, a heartbreaking song. And a song from her album Live at Mesro called Autumn in New York. A beautiful duet with violin instrumentals. So the song lyrics talk about the experience of being in New York during the autumn season, the beauty of the landscape, and how New York in autumn is a great place to fall in love. And this is the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. On today's show, we're talking all about Sheila Jordan, an iconic vocalist and composer. On this segment, we're going to be talking about some of her best hits of all time. The first song is called Look for the Silver Lining. It's taken from her album From the Heart, released in 2000. In this song, Jordan is singing with piano accompaniment. Her rendition of this song is very powerful. And she deviates from the usual way the song is portrayed as a sort of greeting to a message of hope. She also draws upon her own trials and tribulations growing up in the delivery of the vocals. This song was first popularized by Judy Garland. It was first released in the soundtrack to the movie Till the Clouds Roll By. The song talks about finding hope in the face of adversity. There is, in any negative circumstance, a silver lining. So it's all about looking for that silver lining, no matter how dark the circumstances might seem. The song talks about dwelling on the positive and not the negative things in life. There's also a rather unusual cover of the famous country song You Are My Sunshine. Sheila Jordan performed this rendition of the song with the George Russell Sextet in 1962. As the song progresses, it's almost impossible to tell it's the same song that was first written by Charles Michel in the late 30s. So Russell first introduces the tune with abrasive, unusual dissonances, and then there's a sudden silence. And then Jordan steps in and sings alone. After that, the instrumentals suddenly pipe up again and they completely engulf her towards the end of the song. Now, this song is an example of how the interpretation of a jazz classic can be as significant as the original composition. Even though Sheila Jordan's cover of this song is so off the original, it still thrills audiences even today. Now, this one's a bittersweet song that explores the themes of love, loss, and heartache. The song is centered around somebody the singer only refers to as you, the person that she's singing to. And he brings her a lot of hope and joy during gloomy times. And when he isn't there, it's heartache. And then the singer wakes up. She's been dreaming all along. So it's a song about shattered dreams. The singer is dreaming at night about that lost lover. And then they wake up and reality kicks in. Another song called Autumn in New York from the album Live at Mesro. Sheila sings very powerfully and confidently in this song. The background arco violin accompaniment in synchronicity with her vocals is perfectly tailored to bring out the essence of the lyrics. So this song talks about the vibe of New York in autumn season. So in the lyrics, they talk about the emotions that come with that experience. Also, the lyrics talk about how falling in love is best done in New York in autumn season. So the lyrics go on to describe the panorama, the glittering skyscrapers, the bustling streets. So this song portrays a romantic version of New York City in autumn. So that was some great hits by Sheila Jordan, and this is the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back after some music. You can check out my YouTube channel, The Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva, for archives of today's show. Now, more festival news. There's an amazing guitar concert around the corner, the inaugural Guitar Masters Festival, taking place from April 25th to 29th in New York City. The show promises to be an exceptional one. The lineup boasts some of the best guitar talents in the world. The opening night, it's Khaki King, a guitar virtuoso. Another exceptional guitarist lineup is scheduled for the next day's event, featuring Steve Cardenas, Joel Harrison, Brad Shepik, Max Light, Pete McCann and Grant Gaudy. The final night, April 29th, here's the lineup. Jazz guitarists Pascal Grasso, Rodney Jones, Yotam Silberstein and Ed Cherry. So this festival offers you a glimpse into a wide variety of genres of music, from jazz and blues to rock and classical. The festival is sponsored by Charles Carlini Presents. To purchase tickets to the event, please visit guitarmastersfestival.com. And you're tuned into the Weekend Jazz Update with Jashan De Silva. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back after that. When we come back, we're going to be talking about more great hits by Sheila Jordan. Stay tuned.